Welcome to ECNTRADE Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration. Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you for joining me. Well, the US was out in observance for Thanksgiving on Thursday and the market was a little bit lackluster. Still, from the technical implications for the Australian dollar, we still have bearish divergence, slightly on the broader case, but nevertheless still evident. Along with that, we have a hanging man and a greystone doji. From the daily aspect, it does wonder or sometimes question if the market is actually really struggling up at these levels, and with the light volume on the climb, could soon see a downturn. However, we do need to see a break of 73.15 to support the bearish case. Otherwise, we may see another upstep into tonight, but likely to struggle towards 74 cents. With the euro pushing it somewhat higher through that 119.15 level, it's been left to a long-legged doji, which is indecisiveness. Nevertheless, the market is attempting to reclaim the topside again as the US still remains around 91.80 to the index, and therefore a little bit weaker. Could find the bulls attempt to take on the topside, but it might eventually end up in a bull trap and see the market turn sharply lower. Dollar yen a little bit lower as the market finds some yen strength after some stories that are around about the COVID vaccine being somewhat questionable in the newspapers. Still, from the overall, with the US being out, the market is likely to fail towards the level of 103, but still there is bullish implications from the MACD, but not from the RSI. So let's see what happens when the US opens. The pound is pressuring this trigger level around 133, figure 15. Now a break of this level would reinstate the downside of 131. Keep an eye on that. I'm also looking at the ADX is a little bit overheating, and the MACD is still coasting sideways, and the RSI backing slightly away, so we could see a potential test on the support. Let's see if it gives way. Talking of which of supports, the market is just going through the level of 139. Not quite clearly, because the MACD and the RSI hasn't fully broken down. Still, keep an eye on it, because a close under 139 could reinstate the downside to the 136 region. Gold on the weekly basis is still weak, and therefore could still see a challenge down to that 1,765 area before staging any return to the bull case. Oil slipping away slightly on the back of the recent updates of the COVID vaccine, and looking back towards that trend support seen now around 43.90 to 44.15. Likely to see a support challenge there, but most probably hold. Well, that wraps it for today. Thank you very much for joining me, and as always, look out for the intraday report. I hope you enjoy the great start to the new weekend.